Greetings YouTube land, I'm Falagar, back again with another Halloween review for the Horror Globe. So I thought I would review, do a double bill here of two, you know what, let me grab one more thing. Ow, fuck. Hurt. Oh, Jesus. Sorry guys, bumped my head. Okay. Anyways, okay, well I just want to show this one first. Did I do a review of one of these? I think I reviewed one of them already on here, but I just want to show you this set, this Elvira set. By the way, this is a second copy that I have. I managed to find it at my half-price books, Aaron Pin. I'm shipping this one off to you, okay? It still has the, this is brand new, even though it's out of the shrink, just so you know, Aaron. This is going together with your second half of your birthday gift. You know, I have, let's see, I have one, I thought I had two things. I think I had two things to send you in addition to this one, I think. Can't find the other thing. Well, anyways, yeah, the reason why I'm showcasing this is because the movies I'm going to review are Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and Elvira's Haunted Hills. Okay, now she started off with this movie macabre series, which I'm a fan of. I have about like 4 volumes of this. I don't. That's obviously not all of them. I don't know if they just how they selected those. Maybe they just picked the best ones. Luckily, one of them, The Devil's Wedding Night, that's this one right here, is one that I remember from my childhood. Yet again, you know, another one of those ones where I was on a quest trying to find out what certain horror films were. So she started off, you know, in the early 80s up until like, I think it lasted until like late 80s, maybe even early 90s, I'm not too sure. But yeah, on that show, kind of like a Svengoolie show, if you guys know Son of Svengoolie, or maybe like a Freddy's Nightmare. I know that Aaron Pin knows of that one. Kind of like that type of thing, where she's the host. Well, she came up with 2 movies of her own. And the first one that she did, this was back in 88, was it? Or 87 or 88? Can't find a year, guys. 87. Okay, this was put up by Anchor Bay, by the way. 1987, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. This was her first feature film. Some quotes are on the back. Campy Charms, says Los Angeles Daily News. Elvira's hilarious, over-the-top comic creation, says Toronto Star. Okay. Elvira is a special effect. Even Spielberg can't match, says New York City Metro. True, true. And forgive me for saying, but just look at those titties. Oh, God. You see that? Look at those titties. I'm watching this, and even on the show as a child, I just couldn't take my eyes off her breasts. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to sound like, you know, but, you know, come on. You know, she's absolutely gorgeous, and I've seen some pics of her on Playboy. But anyways, getting back to this. Mistress of the Dark. So it's at the end of her, or it opens up where it's like at the end of one of her shoots for this show, for, you know, that she does, the movie Macabre. She finds out in her dressing room that she has some financial problems. She gets fired due to some altercation that takes place, and she gets fired for it. And now she needs to come up with like a shit ton of money. I can't remember how much, like $5,000. It was either $5,000 to 5 million. I can't remember. But anyways, I think she, mind you, it's been like a month since I last seen it, and I've seen it twice now. But and good old TJ said, you know, to check out, you know, well, I watched this one, and then he said check out Haunted Hills. That's also a good one. Both her films are good, and truly they are. But anyways, she gets a phone call that I think her was it her aunt, or was it her grandpa? Let me see here. Well, let me just read the back, right? When Elvira, or when her great aunt dies, famed horror hostess Elvira heads for the uptight New England town of Felwell to claim her inheritance of a haunted house, a witch's cookbook, and a punk rock poodle. But once the stuffy locals get an eyeful of the Scream Queen's ample assets, All hell busts out and breaks loose. Okay, literally busts. Eh? Can the Madonna of the Macabre find love with a studly cinema owner, avoid her creepy great uncle, titillate the town's teens, and become a Las Vegas dance sensation, all without being burned alive at the stake? Yeah, so that's basically says it all. Her great aunt dies. So when she goes over there, everyone is just like shocked to hell, like what the hell, you know, who is this girl? And the teen boys are all going gaga over her because, you know, tits, ass, everything gorgeous. I mean, just look at that. I mean, I find it personally attractive. I know she looks kind of creepy as hell. You know, there was this girl, I remember it was in middle school. She almost looked like her, and everyone would make fun of her, like, "Look, it's Elvira, you know, the hair and everything." So what the fuck's wrong with that? That's a compliment. She looks like Elvira. Anyways, um, so she goes to the inheritance place, finds out she only gets this crappy house. There's an uncle there, another uncle, who wants something in the house, and it's the cookbook. Because unbeknownst to her, she thinks it's just a regular cookbook, but really it is a book of spells, and she finds a little something about herself. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but it delves into her past. Just good stuff, and you know, it's a totally 80s type film, 80s soundtrack, 80s dialogue, and I cut you, man. Okay, yeah, I love that. I remember seeing that in the trailers. And she always has that dagger on her right here. She even has it in the second one, and that's a dagger, you know, she uses. That's her line. I remember seeing the interview with her and Vincent Price was on there, and Howie Mandel was on there, and you know, she said that line, you know, to the host. Um, but yeah, so this is one I recommend, and that's basically the plot. I don't want to say too much, but I do recommend it. Okay, so that's basically the plot, and you absolutely have to see it. So yeah, and I'll give my final score at the end. So okay, now getting on to this, Elvira's Haunted Hills. This has nothing to do with the first one. This one takes place in the year like 1851, something like that. I think it is 1851. And she, you know, Elvira and her French maid, they're being kicked out of the hotel that they're staying in. They can't pay the rent, and they take off. And then this coach, you know, stops, and then they hitch a ride with him. And it's just an absolutely funny ride. You know, every bump there is, you know, he falls forward into her tits, and he's like, I so look forward for the next bump. Okay, and you know, he's always grabbing onto her titties too. You know, every time she loses balance, to, you know, falls back, and, you know, stuff like that. Um, and then she they get to the house, and there she realizes that there is this likeness to Elora, who was the wife of this gentleman right here, Helzebub. I think that was his name. Helzebus, Lord Helzebus. Okay, her name is Elora, and she died under some unusual circumstances. Um, so there is a secret that needs to be unlocked. There's even a dance number at the end of this one, of Mistress of the Dark. There is a dance number too, like some kind of showgirls type thing, in which she wears those tassels on her nipples, and it starts spinning in one direction, and she makes it spin the other. But anyways, and it's great. And there's a dance number in here, okay, where she's dancing with the maid, and then this other woman that wants to go away to Paris, France with them because they're late for this you know, the show that they got to do, and she has no choice but to stay the night over there. And along the way, she meets up with this almost like this Fabio type kind of character, long hair, where the dubbing on his mouth is kind of off, maybe trying to make fun of like the Italian dubbing, like, you know, like Giallo horror. You know, his mouth is talking, and then she's like looking at him, and the mouth isn't matching, just like those bad Chinese horror flicks. He is is called good. Is called good. He is America's best. Okay, like that, you know, like where the dubbing is off. Um, so he meets him, and she's like looking at him, and she's like, how does he do that? You know, with the mouth, you know, the dubbing being all off, and hard to explain, you know, without giving too much away. So there's a deep secret as to her death, and you know, Alora's death, and she dives more into the place and realizes there are secret chambers, secret passages in this place, and there's a conspiracy with two of the characters. Let me just go ahead and read it back. En route to Paris, Elvira's dreams of stardom are put on hold when she accidentally winds up in a mysterious Carpathian castle inhabited by Lord Helzebub, or Helsebus, played by Richard Richard O'Brien, a bizarre and sinister man whose late wife is a dead ringer for Elvira. I guess that says it all, really, right? I mean, I don't have to say any more about it, just that I really recommend it. Jokes are great, and I'll be honest with you. I don't like it better than this, but I do like it equal to it. I think both films are equally perfect. Picture quality, sound quality were great, to be honest with you, for, especially for being on DVD. So this one here and this one, fuck it. Both of them, I'll give a solid 3.5 stars for both films. So there we go. There's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys have a happy Halloween. I know we're starting it a little bit early today, but good old Aaron Pin just wanted to get an early start, and God bless him for it. I thank him for it. Happy Halloween. Thank you guys for watching. Farewell. Check out Elvira. Both of them.